Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
With the Canelo versus Crawford showdown approaching, the tension isn't cooling down. Just like in the last press conference, Canelo and Crawford exchanged heated words, with accusations that racial slurs were thrown around. The whole situation erupted after Canelo was asked about their previous clash at the press event.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And now...
After the press conference, Crawford laughed off Canelo's behavior, saying he enjoys all the chaos and drama that comes with it.
I laughed at it, as you can see. You know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
At the last press conference, Terence Crawford spoke about how Canelo Alvarez shoved him during their face-off. Crawford made it clear the push didn't intimidate him in the slightest and had no impact on his fight strategy.
Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching, so it doesn't even matter.
This time around, the face-off got even more intense, with both men locked in a deadly stare-down. Dana White, stepping into boxing promotion after his run with the UFC, had to step in to separate them. This isn't just a fight, it's a war. Two champions will meet in the same ring for a once-in-a-lifetime clash. Both have conquered opponents across weight classes, collected titles, and silenced critics. Reflecting on his battle with Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez admitted that Saunders' pre-fight antics fueled his anger and pushed him to fight more viciously. By recalling that moment, Canelo hinted that his upcoming clash with Crawford could carry the same fiery intensity.
For Bud Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Canelo Alvarez didn't take kindly to some of Crawford's remarks, especially when Crawford said he doesn't care about living up to other people's standards. To Canelo, it sounded like Crawford had something personal to prove or someone in mind when he spoke during the press conference.
A little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he welcome me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
At the same press event, Canelo doubled down with a sharp warning. He told the media and boxing officials that Crawford's aggressive approach might backfire. Referring to the advice Crawford's team gave him to walk him down, Canelo fired back, saying if Crawford tried that, his career would be over.
Before, I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did, so. But you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you f me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First
We know.
Things boiled over when the two men got into a heated exchange. Crawford admitted he had heard remorse coming from Canelo's camp meant to intimidate him. He said he stood face-to-face with Canelo just to prove he wasn't afraid and hinted he's already preparing a strategy. Canelo dismissed it, pointing out that even Crawford's own uncle once admitted the mind games don't work on him.
somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
Crawford, however, keeps insisting fear has no place in his vocabulary. At the last press conference, he told everyone he wasn't intimidated by facing a naturally bigger fighter like Canelo. He promised the truth would come out when the two finally step into the ring.
Scared of shit. And you're gonna find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico and the reigning undisputed super middleweight champion. With 63 wins, 39 knockouts, and only 2 losses, he has gone to war with legends like Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Sergey Kovalevsky, and Miguel Cotto. The magnitude of this fight has everyone buzzing. Crawford might have looked uneasy at first, but now the stage is set. For Canelo, this is another chance to prove why he's still the king of boxing.
See the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Vaz, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter, and look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him because
Promoter Eddie Hearn admitted he leans slightly toward Canelo Alvarez in this matchup, but he was quick to add that neither man will have it easy. Hearn pointed out that Crawford's unique style, his lightning reactions, fluid movement, and constant adjustments, could turn the fight into a chess match, forcing Canelo to adapt and chase him down.
he'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking to do exactly the same.
Hearn also noted that for Crawford, this fight is about more than money or another belt. He believes Crawford views it as his defining moment, the chance to elevate himself from being just a brilliant technician to a true legend. According to Hearn, Crawford isn't chasing fame or power. His mission is to leave behind a lasting legacy.
It's a fight that's probably quite personal to him, to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great, he's a pound for pound tremendous fighter, but...
Of course, the elephant in the room is the size difference. Crawford has long been the king of 147 pounds, while Canelo has ruled at 168. Still, Crawford repeatedly called out Canelo's name, making it clear he wanted the fight. Interestingly, Canelo never shut the door on the idea. He left it open, signaling that if the business side made sense, he was willing to take Crawford seriously.
47, obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Canelo Alvarez's career tells the story of a boy prodigy turned global superstar. He's beaten champions across 4 different weight classes, built an empire inside and outside the ring, and mastered a punishing style, iron chin, brutal body shots, and pinpoint counterpunches. At the latest press conference, Canelo appeared calm, almost at ease compared to Crawford. He spoke warmly about working with Dana White and the UFC team to make the event happen, dismissing the idea of rivalry between UFC and boxing. "You make it seem like we're competing, but we're not," Canelo said. "I've always respected Dana White and every UFC fighter. I believe if we all work together, we can achieve great things. I'm excited to be part of this with Dana, Netflix, and everyone else involved." Meanwhile, boxing legend Antonio Tarver gave his thoughts on Crawford, saying his mental strength reminds him of the commanding, fearless presence only the greatest fighters in history possess.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Yes,
and so when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro.
Antonio Tarver gave Canelo Alvarez some harsh criticism. While he admitted Canelo is tough, He argued that the Mexican star hasn't faced a true test in years and that his movement in the ring has slowed. Tava warned that comfort can be dangerous. Even the best champions can lose their sharpness when they get too used to being on top. Canelo's footwork hasn't been the same lately, Tava said. He hasn't been in real danger for a long time. Sometimes, when you stay in that safe zone, you forget how to dig deep. But to beat Crawford, he's going to need that hunger again. Tava then praised Crawford's brilliance, pointing to his 40-0 record with 30 knockouts. Crawford's switch-hitting style remains a puzzle no one has solved. After dominating at 140 pounds, shocking the boxing world by dismantling Errol Spence Jr. at 147, and capturing a belt at 154, he's now moving up again to face the most dangerous man at 168, a bold move rarely seen in modern boxing. Fighter Frank Martin also weighed in, saying William Skull fought Canelo too defensively in his last outing, but Crawford won't make that mistake. I don't think Terence is gonna run like that, Martin explained. He'll box, sure, but he'll also take risks. He'll fight Canelo in spots, use his speed, and make him work. Martin admitted Crawford isn't as strong as Canelo, but believes his speed and timing could be the deciding factor.
Quicker than him and
fast. Sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, you know, he can crack, but, you know, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, you know, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter, too, I feel like.
Frank Martin expanded on the age-old question of size versus speed. He argued that bigger doesn't always mean better. When smaller, quicker fighters face bigger guys, it's about not getting hit. Speed can cancel out size, Martin said. A smaller fighter might lack raw power, but his quickness often gives him the edge. Applied to Crawford, this theory could redefine greatness. If Crawford defeats a naturally larger champion like Canelo, he will become the first fighter in the four-belt era to be undisputed in 3 weight classes. That's something Mayweather, Pacquiao, and even Roy Jones Jr. never accomplished. Martin emphasized that this fight is history in the making, written in bold letters. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather Jr., the man who handed Canelo one of his worst defeats back in 2013, has resurfaced in the conversation, reminding fans that even legends like Canelo have tasted humiliation before.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Despite the weight difference, both camps remain confident. Crawford's trainer, Brian Bromick McIntyre, matched his fighter's calm intensity with quiet certainty. He wasn't interested in theatrics or giving away strategy. "We're just gonna go out there and win," McIntyre said. "I'm not telling you the game plan, but I'm sure of one thing, we'll win." The stats back his confidence. Crawford boasts a 73% knockout rate, compared to Canelo's 63.9%, an astonishing figure considering Crawford fought at lighter weights for most of his career. Not everyone is impressed, though. Oscar de la Hoya slammed the promotional build-up, criticizing the friendly tone between fighters. He argued that boxing is losing the fire that once defined rivalries. "Fans don't want smiles and handshakes," de la Hoya said. "They want tension, danger, the feeling that war is coming. That's what Ali Frazier had. That's what Tyson had. You'll never get that if fighters are buddy-buddy before fight night."
Can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? Hey. What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday.
Oscar de la Hoya doubled down on his belief that the real thrill of boxing lies in the build-up. The tension, the trash talk, the feeling that every round could be life or death. He criticized today's promotional storytelling as too polished, too manufactured. "We want real fights," Oscar said. "We want raw energy. Fans need to believe a war is about to start, not see fighters sipping champagne together before their trilogy." De La Hoya then got personal, urging Terence but Crawford to remind the world about Canelo's most haunting scandal: his failed drug test tied to tainted meat. Oscar argued that pushing that narrative would strike a nerve with Canelo, because it remains one of the darkest stains on his career. But beyond scandals and numbers, Oscar framed this fight as a battle of legacies. Crawford, already a two-time undisputed champion, has nothing left to prove, yet he still craves the challenge of taking down the king. For Canelo, who has ruled for over a decade, the only way to stay in power is to destroy the man threatening his throne. British boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies joined the conversation with a chilling reminder: Crawford may not fully understand the storm that's about to hit him.
For both men, Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against. So Spence hits hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's legacy.
Davies didn't mince words. Canelo's not coming to box pretty. He's coming to hurt you, he said. He predicted that Canelo would plant his feet, load up, and hunt for the knockout from the opening bell. According to Davies, Crawford has never absorbed shots like the ones Canelo is capable of delivering. This won't just be a test of skill. It will be a test of toughness, heart, and raw willpower. Crawford handled Errol Spence Jr., Davies explained, but Spence is not Canelo. On September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, he'll be standing across from one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. Davies stressed that this isn't just a fight, it's a heritage event. History, national pride, and raw emotion all collide in this clash. Each press conference, each quote, and each stare-down only intensifies the fire. When Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford finally meet in the ring, one legacy will be sealed, and the other will be shattered. The only question is, will Crawford dethrone the Mexican icon, or will Canelo silence every last doubt?